Awesome, appreciate it, man. All right, so here we go. I got a guitar in last week that is just one of those guitars that will forever be bookmarked in our brain, and it almost becomes like just part of our shop, our essence of our shop and our history, and really exciting for us, obviously, when something like this comes in. There's two parts to this. I'll get to what the guitar is, but I gotta go over some of the provenance. So we see a tweed Fender case here, which is already cool. I collect old tweed suitcases. Anything tweed is just awesome to me. It's like American folk art, the way they wear and tear and age. They kind of have a life of their own, it seems, and this is an example of that. So if you flip it over here, you see this name here, Cubby Culbertson of Greenwood, South Carolina. Cubby was one of the founding members of the Swingin' Medallions, who had a huge hit called Double Shot. Look it up online. It has this intro with this organ, almost like circus-like, that is iconic and used so many times, huge hit. Cubby was one of the founding members of that band, and he was in the group until about 65 or so. He eventually went into the Army, kind of left the rock star dream behind, but this is his instrument during those special days that he was kind of on top of the world in this band with this huge hit. And on this case, you can see he wrote all the venues he played, all the cities, you know, Savannah, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Columbia, South Carolina, a lot of places in that area, Smash Recording Corporation, National Recording Corporation. It's just kind of like, you know, tattoos of his kind of musical timeline where he's going. I love it, and it's cool because, you know, the Fender black cases aren't going to take as well, but on tweed, it was just like a perfect notepad for him. So I'm going to get a little bit into the history in general of the Mary Kay Stratocaster. So when we think Mary Kay Stratocaster, we think 1957. That's like the reissue that Fender's done for years, 57 Mary Kay reissue. And it's a translucent blonde Strat with gold hardware, all gold hardware. So I can't stress to you how important this instrument is, because it's honestly like the first streamlined custom shop Strat, essentially. This was a brainchild by Fender in 1956. They got a hold of this gal, Mary Kay, who was kind of she was like the first woman of rock and roll. She played in this residency in Vegas and had a killer trio. Between sets at her residency, there was a promotional photo taken of her trio holding a 1956 Fender Stratocaster blonde with gold hardware. It was for this movie Cha 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 Boom, and so tons of marketing muscle behind it, poster everywhere, and it just became iconic. This beautiful gal holding this blonde Strat, gold hardware, you know, already had a name for herself, and it was just, the photo just made waves, and that guitar made waves. I mean, Fender, it's kind of like the Model T. You can have every color as long as it's black. Pretty much, Fender was Sunburst or a Butterscotch Telly. So this was a new look, and this all happened in '56. The movie, the guitar, the photo, which is kind of interesting because by '57, that's what everybody kind of thinks Mary Kay was. But there are a few in 1956. Cubby actually had a friend who worked at Fender. We were able to get in touch with his family members, and they knew all about this guitar. He had purchased it from a Fender employee, so it was maybe a promotional guitar or kind of prototype deal. He had it, I mean, his whole life pretty much, even after he left the group. But here it is. So it's a 1956 Mary Kay Strat, 100% original. It's hard to explain the gravity of this guitar. I mean, 50s Strats are their own world. They're so different than rosewood board Strats from 59 up. These are just like, I mean, the essence of 50s craftsmanship, simplicity, realness, they're all there. You have like the prettiest kind of angelic finish on this, gold hardware, the cool blonde. And what happens is with all that age, all that patina, it kind of contradicts itself, right? It's just incredible. I mean, the wear on these really delicate, like I said, kind of angelic things, they wear so much cooler to me just because it's like, your brain kind of thinks of what it was and it paints a story of where it went a little easier than just a Sunburst Strat that's all beat up. I mean, that's kind of common, but you'd think if you had this guitar back in the day, you would like treasure this thing and protect it. And they did a good, I mean, it's honestly, it's in good shape, but it is just nitro finish. It's been played, it's gonna have dings, and they just show up so cool on these. The provenance in this is airtight, which is huge. I mean, I haven't seen a convincing Mary Kay copy, but you know, you can maybe get a blonde Strat, find a bunch of gold hardware or reissue or age hardware, and you kind of can make this thing. It's happened. I've only had one other Mary Kay. They are so rare, and with that, you just have to have this like little bit of security and insurance just for the next guy and the next guy and the next guy. Like, where did this thing come from? So unbelievable that we can trace it to Cubby Culbertson. Not only was he just, you know, had a cool guitar, he was in a huge band. The guy that I got it from, a good friend of mine, he's hardcore, man. He's really into all the cool history, and he'll track it down, you know, and he was able to get in touch with the family. I think they were really excited to talk about Dad's old guitar and kind of breathe life back into it. So here we go, 1956, Mary Kay, second one to ever come through the shop, and it will always be on a pedestal as far as some of the coolest Stratocasters ever made. The original custom shop, the original kind of, you know, custom variety. This is special, and you know, again, like I talked about earlier, it's been 10 years, and that old Mary Kay pops in my head all the time, and this one just like took over. The Kays, the whole thing, it's unbelievable. It's a dream. For us, it's a dream. So we're gonna do a short demo today, and then on our secondary channel, we're just doing demos on this one. So go check that out if you want just to get straight to playing and don't wanna hear me yakking. Go check that out, it's great. We attach those videos to like our website and stuff. But I'm gonna hand this over to Skylar, who's gonna give you a quick taste of what this guitar is all about. But we are just kind of in like the basking mode right now, just taking this in. It is unbelievable. 1956 Fender Mary Kay.